Good morning from Guanajuato. Guanajuato, the city, is actually the capital city of Guanajuato, the state. It's about 5 hours northwest-ish of Mexico City, and there is so much to do here. In today's video, I'm going to take you to the most amazing lookout point, show you some of the colorful houses, the secret alleyways, and teach you a little bit about the history of Guanajuato. So I'm here at the Teatro Juarez. They have shows and orchestras and different things here. It looks like they've got it closed down right now. I don't know what for, and I couldn't find any performances listed online. But look how beautiful it is. So you're gonna see tunnels like these all over the city. They were originally built to divert water from the Guanajuato River, but now they're used for traffic, and the traffic actually goes under the city, so there's not too much in the center of town. It's pretty cool. So I've just arrived to the funicular. It's a little bit hard to find, but it's right behind the Teatro Juarez. So I got my ticket. It's 35 pesos one way. You can get round trip, or you can go up and then walk down. You can see everything from up here. This is the Teatro Juarez. There's the Basilica right here. Wow, so I can actually not get over this view. This may be the prettiest city in Mexico. Even just getting on the funicular, like immediately, the views were insane. And I feel like we didn't even come up quite that far, but wow, you can see the entire city from up here. So one of the reasons that people come up here, other than the insane, incredible views, is this guy, El Pipila. He became famous as a hero. There's a building here in town that we're going to go to a little bit later, and the Spanish were hiding inside of this building, and he basically strapped a stone to his back to shield himself from the muskets, and lit the door on fire, covered it in tar, lit the door on fire, and allowed the Mexicans to go in and basically conquer the Spaniards that were inside. So I'm making my way down now from the viewpoint, and honestly I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just going down. But one of the things that you really should do here anyway is get lost in the alleyways. I mean, it's just so cool. actually just saw a sign that said Callejon del Beso, which is a place that I wanted to go. Actually, I was probably gonna go next. So if I'm lucky, I'm just gonna get right out onto Callejon del Beso, which would be amazing. And I wish I could tell you guys exactly the route that I went, but I can't. Oh, I found it. That was actually way easier than I was expecting it to be. So this is Callejon del Beso, or Del Beso, which is Alley of the Kiss. It's just this small little alleyway with these two balconies that kind of almost touch. And the story behind this is there was a daughter of a wealthy man, and she fell in love with a local miner boy. And she was apparently promised to somebody else, and the father was upset and forbid her from seeing him. And then he moved into the apartment next door, or the house next door, and the balconies almost touch. So they would hang out on the balcony, they would kiss, and then the father found out and threw a dagger, but it missed the boy and actually hit the girl. So then, of course, the boy was upset, and then he actually killed himself a few days later. So it's like the Mexican version of Romeo and Juliet. But apparently if you come to this balcony and you kiss on the third step, you have good luck. So this third step here is where people are supposed to go and kiss. I have nobody to kiss here, but I am gonna go out there and take some photos. So I've just come to the Diego Rivera Museum. So Diego Rivera is an extremely famous muralist here in Mexico. You may not have heard of him, but you do know Frida Kahlo, and he was actually her husband. Of course, there's the Diego Rivera Museum in Mexico City. There's the Frida Kahlo house where they also lived, the Blue House in Coyoacan. But this was Diego Rivera's childhood home. This is where he was born. So this place is really big. You can tell that they've kind of added on to it and renovated and restored some things, but part of it is where he used to live. They've got it decorated with all of their old furniture and everything, and part of it is more of a gallery. They've got tons of his art. They've also got a lot of art from other artists as well. So that was pretty cool. It was really big and it was like a maze inside, but it's super cheap ticket. If you're into art, I would definitely recommend coming. It's open every day except for Monday from 10 to 4:30. So I'm here at another super important landmark here in Guanajuato. It's the Alhondiga de Granaditas. It was built as a grain storage originally, but it has extreme historical significance now because of an event that happened here. I mentioned earlier El Pipila, the statue that overlooks the city. This is where that took place. He strapped that stone to his back and basically evaded all of their muskets and set the door on fire to open the entries to go in and fight the Spanish, and they did win. They didn't hold their independence for long. The Spaniards did come back and conquer them yet again, but it was a significant moment in the Mexican independence movement. You can actually go inside. It's a museum of regional history now, and I think it costs around 30 pesos. So the last stop for today is the Hidalgo Market. It was originally built as a train station, but it's now just a massive market where you can find food, clothes, fruits, baskets, piñatas, all, like, everything here. I think I've found where all of the cheap food in town is. It is a little bit of a touristy place for domestic tourists. I think a lot of Mexican tourists come here. A lot of foreign tourists don't really know about Guanajuato, and actually a lot of people ask me, why are you going there? What can you do there? But I am so glad I came. I think it's one of the most beautiful cities I've seen in Mexico. I am just absolutely mind blown by this city. It is insanely beautiful. And a lot of the places, this is a university, just a random beautiful university. But a lot of the places are really concentrated right in the middle of town. So literally you just walk and you find everything. Like, you barely even have to plan it. So there's a couple of more things that you can do here in Guanajuato that I'm not going to visit today. You can go down in the silver mines. Apparently there's a torture museum, among many other museums. And there's also a mummy museum, which I know that some of you are probably going to tell me I haven't been to Guanajuato if I haven't seen the mummies, but don't really want to look at dead people. So that's something that is a super popular attraction here though. And the story behind it is that they were digging up some of the dead and realized that the clay in the soil naturally preserved them. So that's what that's all about. That's something you can check out if you want to. But that is actually all of the exploring I'm going to do for today in Guanajuato. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.